Yes, my people. Tonight, before you go to sleep, finally, let me tell you something. You know why some of us, we keep talking? You know why some of us, we keep complaining? Why some of us, we are still on the nerves of this coach right now and speaking about the kind of players we have right now? It's because we are not convinced about the work Pochettino has done so far. I am not convinced. I am not. Look, Pochettino came in. He had every time that is needed to arrange a squad. Pochettino was signed before July. He agreed to the terms and conditions of the contract before July. But he was only to take over on 1st July. He was only to officially take over the job on 1st July, which he did. At the time that he was taking over, there were plans of selling almost more than about 70% of the players that we had. Even though he did not take over officially, we are reliably informed that he was part of the players, he was part of the decisions that were being made in the club. Before taking over officially on 1st of July, he was part of everything that was happening in the club. He knew about the players that were going to be given out, that were going to be sold out. He knew about the players that were going on, that were retiring, the players that contracts have expired. He was part of the people that were making the decisions about which players to maintain in the club, which of them to let go. He knew about every player. He got a profile of every player in Chelsea then. He had their profiles. Now, I am somehow confused why he allowed players like Azpilicueta, who is still strong. He might not be able to play every game. But he's still fit. If you can maintain Thiago Silva, 39 years old, why can't you maintain Azpilicueta? Why can't you give him a short-term contract? Do you know what Chelsea is lacking right now? I'm raising this point. Chelsea lack experience. We lack experience right now as we speak. Right from the attack to defense of Chelsea, we lack experience. Thiago Silva, that is the only experienced man out there. He is no longer the Thiago Silva that we know in last 2-3 seasons. Thiago Silva, at his age, 38 years, right now, cannot do what we expect him to do. What John Terry was doing at the age of 27, 28, Thiago Silva cannot do it now at 38. He can't do it. There is no figurehead in that dressing room right now that when they are on break, when they are on halftime, that can sit down and talk to the players, the younger ones. There's no figurehead right now in that dressing room. I don't see Thiago Silva calling Disasi and telling him, this is where you were wrong, this is where you were wrong, this is what you're supposed to do. Chelsea of old, when you go to the dressing room and you meet players like John Terry, you meet players like Lampard, you now come across players like Ballack, Anelka. You yourself, you know you are with your seniors. You know that these guys, if I messed up, even if I messed up, without them speaking, I will not get a guess. The next game, the coach will not feature me. You know it that the next game, you will not have a chance of playing even 5 minutes. You are in a squad, midfield, and you have players that are already, they are built up. If they are on the field, they know what they are doing. You have players in midfield like Frank Lampard. You have Mikel Obi, have Michael Essien, have Ballack in that same midfield. Ballack. You remember Ballack in the same midfield? You have who? Just name them. And only 3 players are needed at that moment in that midfield. Okay, ask yourself why players like Mikel Obi had to be a team player for a very long time before he could get a chance. Because they were grooming him up. He was growing into the game gradually. As a matter of fact, Michael Essien had to leave before Mikel Obi got full-time, play. Essien had to leave. When he began to get injury, that was when Mikel Obi now began to get his time. Today, in that dressing room, who is the figurehead? I want to know. Yesterday, I spoke about the coach. I talked about the previous coaches that we had. Today, I'm talking about the previous players that we had. The players that we had in the dressing room then. Not forgetting Didier Drogba there. Didier Drogba, right there. Today, we are comparing Nicholas Jackson. I remember when Didier Drogba was brought in, I think 2003. Yes, when he was brought in from 2003. I could remember very well his first two games. I was still then very young. I was young, but then I was still a Chelsea fan. But I remember very well his first two games, he did not perform well. But because of the coach that was involved then, and the players that were around him, the team was built around Didier Drogba. I remember very well Didier Drogba, it got to a time where all his style of play was long ball to him, he would chest it down, control it, and score. Long ball to him, he would chest it down, control it, and score. Didier Drogba wasn't that typical goal poacher that would be at the forefront of the goal post when the ball comes in, he would slot it in. No. He is much more of, give me the ball from long distance, he will bring it down, he has the physiques to embullet the defenders and score. I remember Anelka. Anelka, you look at the man standing alone, you know that this is a man well built. In recent years, what is his name? Hi. You could see the kind of players we had in the team. Players that are hungry for success. They are hungry. Players that are hungry for success. They are not playing for the money. They were not playing for money. Even though they play for money, they like their money with contract. But when they are on the pitch, they play with passion. They play because they want to win. Less time for mistake. They play, they are hungry, they want to win. And that mentality has to be instilled in this current crop of players by the coach. Pochettino came in, he was part of the sales. He knew the players that were going to be sold out. He can't say that he was not aware of the players that were sold out. If you forgot, let me remind you, Kai Havertz was sold out. Kai Havertz was sold out. Pulisic was sold out. Mason Mount was sold out. Edward Mendy was sold out. Mateo Kovacic was sold out. Aubameyang was sold out. Just to mention but a few. We sold out a lot of players that are part of another team right now. Yes, we sold them because we call them deadwood, right? Very well. Now, coming to the main point. We sold out deadwood and we went and bought young and talented. So then, that brings to mind, are we building for the future or we want success now? We need to make a distinction between that. We brought in who? The players we brought in. Christopher Nkunku, Moses Caicedo, Cole Palmer, Romeo Lavia, Axel Disasi, Jackson. Right? Moses Caicedo, Christopher Nkunku, Cole Palmer, Romeo Lavia, Disasi, and Jackson. Those are the players we brought in this summer window. Right? That are part of the squad. These players we brought in now, are they in and part of the squad now to bring instant success or we are building for the future? We need to define this. Chelsea fans, forgive me. And hey, please subscribe to the channel if you have not yet subscribed. Like the video. Let me hear from you. Comment on the video. I want to hear from you. As a Chelsea fan, I want to hear from you. Are we building for the future? Are we giving ourselves 2 years from now or 3 years from now? Or we are building, we are playing for success now. There's a difference between we playing to win now and we playing to win tomorrow. We playing to win now or we are playing to win tomorrow. If we are playing to win tomorrow, it means that we're going to be taking our time. And this season, if we are able to get 10th position, we should even thank God. If we are on the league table, if Chelsea is able to get 10th position, if we are building for the future, then all Chelsea fans, including myself, we need to do what? Slow down our what do you call it? We need to slow down ourselves. Our target, we need to bring we need to bring our target low. They need to make it very clear to us. You know, the surprising thing is that each time the coach will sit down with the microphone before the season starts, he makes statements like, Chelsea, it's all about winning. Chelsea, if you don't win, you're in trouble. Chelsea doesn't have time to wait for tomorrow. But you bought players that can only wait for, that can only deliver tomorrow. The players you bought, they are players that can deliver only tomorrow. Look, We spent over 350 million, 430 million pounds this season, right? 430 million pounds we spent to buy new players, right? Okay. That 430 million pounds that we spent, if we were to spend 100 million, or let's say 150 million pounds out of it, and go in for Victor Osimhen from Napoli, since they don't want to sell, we really want him. Let's say we break the bank, we spent 150 million pounds on Victor Osimhen from Napoli. Do you think Chelsea would have been struggling for goal? I'm asking you, Chelsea fan, tell me. I want to hear from you all. Assuming Chelsea spent 150 million pounds for Victor Osimhen, out of the 430 million pounds that we spent, then instead of selling some of the players that we sold out, we don't sell all of them so that the budget will not inflate. Assuming we bought Victor Osimhen 150 million pounds because the team, his club says that they are not willing to sell him, but I don't think if we present 150 million pounds, Napoli would have rejected it. Or even 120. We went and spent, if we can spend 150 million pounds on Casado. Casado is a future project, my friend. Casado is a future project. Casado is not can never be an instant hit in Chelsea. Right now, he can control the midfield. He's doing his best, even though with mistakes, because he's a future project. Romeo Lavia is a future project. Right now, I don't even know where he is. We are not hearing any story from him. He's not training with the first team squad. Maybe after the international break before he joined the squad fully, I don't know. Assuming we use part of that money that we spend on all these young talents and buy solid quality, experienced midfielder. One instead of two. That 150 million pounds, we could have gotten a player of Maddison caliber that Tottenham is now making good use of. Declan Rice cost how much? Experience, Premier League experience with age. When I talk about Casado have experience in the Premier League, but the age matters, the age of the player. The age comes with experience. How many years did Declan play football in the Premier League? Declan Rice, how many years did he play football in the Premier League? Eriksen, that Manchester United bought, how many years experience in the Premier League? These are players that know the league very well. They know what it takes to win. They know what it takes to win. You need a leader. I'm not saying that we shouldn't buy young players. No, that is not what I mean. I didn't say that we shouldn't buy young and talented players. What I tried to say is that we're supposed to blend the team with experience. We are supposed to blend the squad with experience. We can have 3-4 young talented players in the squad. The rest have to come with experience. Let me leave it here. I'll come again. By the time you wake up, you will receive my next video. I told you we are doing post-mortem of Chelsea. Yes, we're going to digest everything. Before the international break is over, we will digest everything. We must find solution to what Chelsea's problem is. Let me hear from you in the comment section. Let me hear from you in the comment section. Shalom and peace.